or in public quarrel with people. I don't say. I would rather be the loser and be called a coward and go out of it in peace than stay where there's quarrel. So if people tomorrow say, we don't want you here, I'll move on. That is not weakness. It is a virtue.
He's still going to do this. See, on the eve of the ADC something, he's going to cross and go into another party that we then offer him the ticket. Oh no! I mean, he's going to do it. He's not something because he can't build. He's not building. You've just said the obedient movement. He has not made any attempt to give that movement leadership. Instead, it is that movement that is leading him because he thinks that he can. He thinks that he can, as the opportunity that he is, he wants to ride on that movement, on the wave of the movement. Absolutely.
As a loyal member of any party, yes, people will say he has left this party, One day, those who are close to me will tell the story of how I left all those parties. The truth is that every party I've left, I've been pushed to leave. This morning, somebody asked me a question about something. I said, I don't stay where there's a problem. I've never knowingly, whether it's in private or in public, quarrel with people. I don't stay. I would rather be the loser and be called a coward and go out of it in peace than stay where there's quarrel. So if people tomorrow say, we don't want you here, I'll move on. That is not weakness. It is a virtue. Just like people will say it's simple, it is a virtue. People will say it's patient, it's a virtue. You must be able to do things where you tolerate others, and if they don't want you, don't quarrel with them. You move on. My commitment is for a better Nigeria. And I believe that we need to work together with other entities in order to be able to change the country.
All right. My name is Atiku. I'm currently based in Nigeria. So my first question is currently what is happening in Nigeria, as you said, a few days ago now and yesterday, some journalists have been arrested and also without any information of what they've done and all the rest of them. Like last night or 2 days ago, we heard about the founder of Telegram arrested in France, and the reasons why he was arrested was put out here for people to know. But in Nigeria, journalists are being arrested without any information of what they've done and all the rest of them, and then keeping them incommunicable. So my question is, what are you doing, like, to telling the leaders of the use of telling people, even though there is need to arrest someone, to open up and tell the public the reason why the person is arrested? Then secondly, my question is about collaboration in terms of making Nigeria great again, or keeping building the new Nigeria we are talking about. How are you collaborating or meeting people all over Nigeria to join hands with you and then achieve this vision? So these are my two questions. Thank you.
Well, starting from your first question about journalists and people being arrested without listening, I've said that for me, if I was involved, it was under my watch, nobody would be arrested unlawfully. And nobody will be harassed unlawfully. Everything we're going to do one of the things I want to enthrone is that intangible assets of law and order, and living with the rule within the law, making sure that the right things are done always, because it's critical for people to live in a society. On what you said, if you're in Nigeria, you know that I'm moving around, trying to get people to understand and join in what I'm doing, trying to make them to do it themselves. So it is important. The functionality of party is people. As you know, it is not easy to be in a party that is not in government, because the transactional system, our politics today is transactional. So being in a position like I am, and even moving around, you're getting as a mad person. Where are you getting the resources? How are you doing it yourself? Why will you be wasting your resources? Because everything is waste. They want you to be where something.
For history has shown, Atiku had never lost taking a ticket when they went to primaries. Would this be the first time for the Adamawa to lose to his political godson?
So the question is this.
Two.
Yes.
Obedience say it is Peter Obi because blood will flow. They said it several places. Second, can Peter Obi defeat Atiku for the ticket of ADC?
Problem. The real question is Peter Obi a political strategist? He is not. He's not a strategist. He's not a builder. He's not an organizer. He doesn't build anything. I mean, even the Labour Party. He was invited into the Labour Party. He was offered the platter of the Labour Party. What did he do with it? He left the Labour Party messier than when he entered it. So that's not the quality of a leader, of somebody who can actually build and organize. And because you can't do that, that's why he keeps looking for ready-made meal. He's still going to do this. See, on the eve of the ADC something, he's going to cross and go into another party that will then offer him the ticket. Oh no! I mean, he's going to do it. It's not something, because he can't build. He's not building. You've just said the obedient movement. He has not made any attempt to give that movement leadership. Instead, it is that movement that is leading him, because he thinks that he can. As the opportunity that he is, he wants to ride on that movement, on the wave of the movement. Absolutely. It's not just even financially, it's even your intellect, your business. Provide leadership, really. He doesn't engage in conversations with them.
So you actually fault the crisis and the fall of Labour Party?
Oh yes, absolutely.
His lack of leadership.
His lack of leadership. I mean, the party itself was in a crisis, but he came in and he compounded that crisis. You know, I was at the center of all those conversations at that beginning. The Labour movement was trying to reclaim the Labour Party, and we were saying we wanted to return that party to workers. We were planning how do we open up membership to workers, so that workers can pick up membership of the party, and then we were planning that we'll go to that convention and change that leadership and all of that. At the end of this thing, the leadership of the trade unions, of the labor leadership, went and connect with Obi and brought Peter Obi in at the last on the eve of the convention. Okay. Also likely because they themselves are afraid of letting workers own the party. You had that crisis, Peter Obi came, and with all that goodwill, you could not level your position. There was no. Tell me what he contributed structurally to the Labour Party. Structurally, forget finance. Structurally, you built that he contributed to the Labour Party, and he has left now. He has also left without any structure, still relying on the wave of the obedient movement. And then as for the obedient movement, the challenge with the obedient movement, again, because the obedient movement, there are two characteristics of the obedient movement. More broadly speaking, it is youthful, and the Gen Zs seem to like it. That's one character. The other character is also ethnic. it can have an ethnic manifestation. Those who own it the most and who make the threats that are being made are actually ethnic. They are ethnic jingoists that have seen the movement, and they are using that movement now to do what they want to do. Okay, but the biggest challenge with the Gen Zs globally is the disdain of the Gen Z for organization and for discipline. The Gen Zs are not disciplined. They are not structured. Yeah. Yeah. Because look, you have that strength. You have that strength. Where are the structures of the obedient movement really? Outside of the internet. No, seriously speaking. But because the internet is a tool that the Gen Z can use very well, and they mobilize, and so they replace they substitute virtual communities for real communities, virtual organizations for real organizations. So they don't test themselves, they don't do anything. The reality, they don't do anything but on this thing. So, and they're going to turn out. So I said the last time, look at what happened with the presidential election. Look at the number of votes that they gave Peter Obi, 5 million. Did that translate into any significant something when Kogi elections then came a few months after that? Did it translate into anything for Labour Party? No! So it's individualistic, it's focused on one person, on a cult of a messiah, and now this person is actually not even a leadership material. So you have double wahala in the words of fella.
So you don't see him defeating Atiku?
He can't defeat Atiku in the ADC. He can't. See him, he even waited until the very end. Those who were smart went into ADC from the very beginning. So they took over the structures of the ADC. You are coming in with nothing, and you are going to rely on that. So that's why there is relying on negotiations now, because it's only a negotiated outcome that can hand him the ticket of the party. It doesn't have his. Atiku is not going. If he will prefer any other person, safe. So for me, that's the danger. I've said, and for the obedient movement, a moment is not a movement. That's the lesson that history has taught us repeatedly. A moment is not a movement.
Thank you so much, sir. It's been an interesting conversation.